Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2014 Mercedes Benz GLK250 Bluetec. For those of you who are interested, I just wanted to give an update since I had all those repairs done. So just a quick recap. At 162 and change, I had a check engine light. It was pointing towards something to do with the swirl flap motor, but the dealer replaced that and it didn't fix the issue. And I told him I thought it was the intake manifold, because that is a common issue on the OM651 engine. They're like, oh, no, it couldn't possibly be that. But they ended up opening a case with Mercedes-Benz, and the Mercedes-Benz rep told him go ahead and replace it. Well, it turns out that solved the issue. It's been perfectly fine ever since. As a part of that repair, they did a bunch of gaskets and O-rings from all the stuff they took apart. But most notably, they also replaced the fuel filter housing, which is a known issue on these as well. Over time, it cracks and leaks. I guess when they were taking it apart, it kind of disintegrated on them, so they replaced that. All of that was covered under the extended warranty, the AEM warranty, so it was free. It didn't cost me a dime. And then at 64 and change, got another check engine light, and it was for the NOx sensor, or NOx sensor, not to be confused with knock sensor. I actually don't think diesels have those. Again, that was also covered under the warranty. I did a video earlier about how now is the best time to buy one of these, because most of them still have the AEM warranty for at least another year or two. You know, so it's kind of wild that you can have a car with over 160,000 miles on it still completely covered under warranty, at least for the stuff that is on the list. Now, my warranty expired around 167,000 miles and change. There are still a few components that are going to be covered, like the turbocharger's covered for an additional 6 months or 6,000 miles, and the NOx sensors are actually covered for 2 years and 24,000 more miles. There's actually it still has a decent chunk of warranty on it. If you're interested in that, you can go look that up, the AEM warranty and what all it covers. I printed it out. I can't remember all the details. So, oh, and then the other news is it just turned over 170,000 miles, so that's pretty cool. I'm in the middle of a road trip now. This car has been extremely reliable for me, and I bought it with 144,313. That's when I first sat in it. So I've put 25,000 and change on it. I think by the end of this trip that'll turn to 26,000 miles. Done that in a year and 3 months. I don't drive nearly as much as I used to for work. I would cover like 60,000 miles a year for work. Oh, that's all new. I haven't been down here in a while. I'm not sure what that all is, but I'm going to guess it has something to do with the oil and gas wells they have down here, or maybe gas wells, Marcellus Shale, whatever it is. But yeah, I also wanted to document the mileage turning over. That's why I kind of timed the video like I did. But so since the NOx sensor at 164 and change, it's been completely trouble-free now for, you know, coming up on what, 5,500 miles, something like that, give or take. I don't remember the exact mileage. and it just continues to be perfectly reliable. I've done some other update videos on some of the full history of this car. You can look it up if you're interested. Stuff that goes wrong, common issues, and so forth. But I think this car is going to be as durable and long-lasting as some of the 80s and 90s Mercedes-Benzes back when they had the legendary reliability. It's hit or miss these days, and any modern diesel is going to have a degree of complexity to it, and of course over time and miles some stuff will happen to it, but you know, overall it's proving to be very reliable. I'm driving it out to a very remote area with no cell service, and I completely trust it. Now I very periodically poke my nose under the hood, look around, make sure nothing's leaking, listen. You know, you can tell a lot by very subtle changes in sounds in a car. I actually owned two of these, a 13 and a 14, when they were brand new. I think I only have one tiny video of one of them idling from like 10 or 11 years ago. I wasn't really big into making a lot of videos about a particular car back then like I am today. So I mean, I can say this one at this mileage runs and drives like new. The performance is as good, if not better, than they were when they were new. I did an Otis 60 video, and I want to say it came in at 7.7, and I think that's actually faster than it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like 7.9. And then various things would actually make it faster on top of that, like fresh oil changes or fresh air filters or new transmission oil. I did a couple experimental videos like that. But if you're looking for one of these, I mean, you got to definitely check it out. Make sure that the proper oil was used. That's like number one. And maintenance was done within reasonable amounts of time. And I guess it just depends on the way the car was driven. And that everything's up to date in terms of servicing. Transmission oil every 70 or 80,000 miles, brake fluid every 2 or 3 years. Coolant, they say to change it every 10 years, and when I first bought this car, it hadn't been done yet, so I changed the coolant. And also when they replaced the intake manifold and all that, that also involved another coolant change. So it's actually technically had 2 coolant changes since I've owned it. So the coolant's good for a while. I would probably do it again after 5 years. I mean, it came out black when I drained it, and it's supposed to be blue. It's interesting that it turns black, because you know, you would think that's coming from the engine, you know, but I think it's just that this blue coolant turns black over time, because I did have the blue coolant in my convertible GLK250, and it came out, well, bluish black. The guy told me he had never changed it before, and looks like I need to get over here. But from the color of it, it looked like he had. There's no way that was in there for 25 years coming out. But yeah, so if you change your coolant in one of these and it comes out black, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. You know, just get clean coolant in there. I think clean coolant is a real contributor to things working, like you know, not corroding your radiator, and and other things like that in the cooling system. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off track, as I usually do. Apparently a bunch of people find my videos annoying, and if you're one of them, I'm not making these videos to please everybody. I'm making them to document my car journey and talk about things I like to talk about. And if you happen to be one of the cool people that actually likes what I say and has positive things to say, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, there are people out there who appreciate me. I am guessing that the people who don't like what I have to say will not have made it this far into the video anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely not trying to please people with my videos. I'm just talking about what I like to talk about, what I find interesting, and you know, hopefully there's others that find the same topics interesting. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, everyone. I almost forgot one thing I wanted to add to the video that I think will affect all of these and possibly other formatics. I've made other videos about the driver's side CV axle intermediate shaft that passes through the oil pan. Pretty much ever since I had this car, you could grab the axle and shake it up and down, and the outer race of the support bearing was like loose, where it goes into the oil pan. So I came up with the solution of wow, this road's rough, of sticking a zip tie in between the outer race of the bearing and the oil pan. I thought it was, you know, half silly, half, hey, this might just work. Well, what I found out is it actually held for about 10,000 miles or so. I've recently redid it. I changed the oil. I ran 13,500 miles on the oil. I'm going to go ahead and post an update on what Blackstone has to say about that. But yeah, I redid that. And so what that does is, you know, apparently there's not a huge amount of stress between the outer part of the bearing and the oil pan, so that's why the zip tie is able to actually last. And it greatly diminishes the amount of play. And yeah, so I'm still just gonna keep driving like that, and if that turns into an issue, I'll update that. But so far, you know, 25,000 plus miles, plus God knows how many miles ago it happened before I bought the car. I mean, it could have been like that for the past 100,000 miles. I'm not sure. So if you have E250, GLK250, what do they call it? ML250. Grab your driver's side axle and see if you can shake it up and down. Right? This will be when you're on level ground, your wheels pointed straight. You can see the video I made about that to know exactly what I'm talking about. And I have seen other videos where people have actually replaced the oil pan because of that, even though what I'm finding is it's not really an issue. So it's like a $3,000 repair if you can even find the oil pan. So yeah, my theory for now is drive more, worry less. Anyway, I wanted to get that update in there.